Krishna speaks in the Gita scientifically, philosophically, logically on all the main subjects of Gyan. Ishvara, who is the absolute supreme controller of all controllers, or God? Bhagavan. Brahman Paramatma Bhagavan. And who are we, the jiva? What is our nature? Eternally subordinate either to the material or spiritual nature. And the jiva within material creation, how is it living within prakriti, or this material existence? And how are we affected by time? Time is so mystical. You can't see it, you can't feel it, you can't touch it, you can't taste it, but it's at all times destroying everything. It's going to burn out the sun, dry up the oceans, and make all the planets into powder. The power of time. And within that time, within material nature, there are certain laws called karma, action and reaction. So Krishna discusses these 5 subjects very, very profoundly in order to give us direction of how we can actually find true happiness beyond birth and beyond death, to realize the eternal soul and our relationship with God, with Krishna. And Krishna concludes the Gita, Sarva dharman parityasya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papibhyo mokshayishyami bhatsutra. The supreme dharma is to surrender, like Arjuna, to the Supreme Lord. And that surrender is exhibited by Arjuna by simply opening our hearts to hear the truth, and then the willingness to live the truth. Arjuna was not a Swami. He was a married man with children. Arjuna was not a Brahmin. He was a warrior. Krishna wanted to show whoever we are, whether we're in business, whether we're engineers, whether we're mothers or teachers or students, whether we're politicians, farmers, or if we're swamis, whatever we may be, whoever, if we just take this basic principle of understanding that I am the eternal soul, and my nature is to love God and to serve Krishna, and to take shelter in such a way that we could overcome the dualities and the obstacles in our everyday life and achieve the ultimate perfection. Yes, Bhagavad Gita was staged in such a way that everyone and anyone, in whatever position we're in, there is a very practical and real way of living by which we can attain eternal fulfillment and eternal love for Krishna, and do something incredibly wonderful for our families and for the world. My beloved gurudev Srila Prabhupada, he took this Bhagavad Gita to the whole world. When he first came to America, you know the story, he was 70 years old on a cargo ship, heart attacks and seasickness. He arrived and eventually came to a very, very poor district of New York City, and he had no followers. Some people got him a little storefront by which he could have some classes, but there were no followers. And one day he happened to see one devotee, Hayagriva. His name was Howard Wheeler. He met him on the street. Howard Wheeler ran up to him and, "Are you from India?" And Srila Prabhupada, he said, "Are you coming from India?" And Prabhupada said, "Yes, are you?" He's an American man. But the fact is, he did just come from India. He was looking for a guru, but didn't find one. And here he was in the Lower East Side of New York, and he ran into the Swami. And Swami said, "Can I just show you where I am? And come for my classes?" And Hayagriva came, and Hayagriva told him that he was an English professor. And Srila Prabhupada said, "Would you like to edit some things for me?" And Hayagriva said, "Oh, I'd be honored to, Swami." First time they met, he said, "Come to my room next time you come." Came to he was expecting a few pieces of paper. Srila Prabhupada took out one stack of papers about this high. Hundreds, about 1,000 pages, thousands of pages. And they were wrapped with rope. And he put it on the desk and said, "Could you start with this?" It was the Bhagavad Gita. And he was shocked. He didn't know what to say. And then Prabhupada opened trunks. He said, "When you finish this, I have all these too." That was the Bhagavad Gita, as it is. Srila Prabhupada had such a compassion to give this great message of the Gita to the whole world. And the reality is literally tens and thousands, hundreds and thousands, perhaps millions of people all over the world in probably 100 languages have actually transformed their lives to live by the teachings of the Gita. Lord Chaitanya, he's Krishna himself who came in this Kali Yuga to show us how we could practically apply this Gita to our life as Arjuna did in today's world. Man manabhava mad bhakto madhyajimnam namaskuru. Krishna tells, always think of me, become my devotee, worship me and offer your homage unto me. And Lord Chaitanya explained, when we think of Krishna, we become purified because Krishna is all pure. And the simple way by which all of us, any of us, could always think of Krishna is to remember and chant his holy names. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So our beloved Gurudev, on behalf of a whole parampara of saints, gave this simple formula. Here's the knowledge in the Gita. Here's Krishna personally and directly in the holy name. And if we have the association of devotees, sadhu, sangam, satsang, that will give us the strength, the community, and the intimacy that we need to actually apply these principles to our daily life and live with character, live with integrity, and actually be instruments of love. Love for Krishna. Things will never make us happy. Love for God and service to others in this world, that is where our true happiness is. And this is a simple overview of Bhagavat Gita.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on thesacredconnect.com.